Have you ever felt like no matter how much you achieve, it's never enough? A better job, a nicer car, a bigger house, more likes, more recognition, more everything. But despite all the running, grinding, chasing, deep inside you feel a quiet emptiness? If so, then this story is for you. Once in a gleaming city of glass towers and constant motion lived a man named Arman. From the outside he had everything. A six-figure job, a penthouse apartment, designer clothes, even a sports car that turned heads at every corner. He had made it by society's standards. But Arman was tired. Tired in a way sleep couldn't fix. Every morning he woke up with a weight in his chest, a feeling that he was falling behind in a race he didn't remember signing up for. Every achievement brought him a moment of joy, quickly followed by the pressure to chase the next one. More status, more approval, more to prove. At parties he smiled. On social media he celebrated. But alone in his apartment, he stared at the ceiling and whispered, "Why do I still feel so empty?" One weekend, burned out and desperate for silence, Arman took a trip to a remote village in the mountains. No Wi-Fi, no deadlines, no distractions. There he met a local artist named Laya. She lived in a small wooden cottage surrounded by flowers, with her paint-stained fingers and a smile that didn't seem to fade. They sat over tea one evening, watching the sun melt behind the hills. Arman shared his story, the constant chasing, the invisible pressure, the exhaustion. Laya listened quietly. Then she said something that changed him. "You've built a castle on the outside, but forgotten the garden inside. True wealth isn't a tea what you collect. It is how deeply you can feel peace when nothing is happening." Arman had never thought of it that way. Could wealth be measured in calm mornings, deep breaths, meaningful conversations? Could abundance be about who you are, not what you own? That night, he wrote a single sentence in his journal. "I want to feel rich from the inside out." Over the next few days, Arman stayed in the village. He didn't work, he didn't plan, he simply listened to the wind, the birds, and his own thoughts. He began to journal each morning, starting with just one thing he was grateful for. At first it was hard. He was used to rushing, but slowly his mind softened. He found beauty in simple things, the warmth of tea, the way the sun touched the leaves, the laughter of children playing outside. He learned something powerful. The universe doesn't respond to desperation, it responds to vibration. The more he tuned his energy to peace, gratitude, and presence, the more life seemed to respond. He received unexpected calls for meaningful projects. He reconnected with old friends. He smiled, genuinely. Not because he had more, but because he finally had enough within. One morning, sitting on the edge of a hill, Laya said something he never forgot. "When you chase abundance with clenched fists, it runs. But when you open your hands, life fills them." Arman realized how tightly he had been gripping his dreams, out of fear, not love. He had been trying to force life instead of trusting it. He practiced letting go, not of his goals, but of the pressure. He still dreamed, still planned, but now he detached from the outcome. He allowed space for surprises, for life to bring what he couldn't imagine. And it did. When Arman returned to the city, he was different. He still had ambition, but now it was rooted in joy, not fear. He worked, but not to prove, to contribute, to create. Each morning he wrote down 3 things. One thing he was grateful for, one intention for the day, one moment to pause and just breathe. He began to notice abundance everywhere, not just in money but in moments. A stranger's smile, a deep conversation, the way the sunset painted the sky. He had discovered a truth most people miss. Abundance is not something you chase, it's something you allow, and it begins within you. So ask yourself, are you in a race that doesn't end? Or are you ready to step out of the noise and tune into the quiet, powerful truth already inside you? Start today. Write down one thing you're grateful for. Set one small, conscious intention. Let go, just a little, and watch what happens. Because when you align your inner world, your outer world will follow. If this story touched your heart, give it a like, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe for more powerful stories that awaken the soul. Until next time, stay grounded. Stay grateful, stay abundant.